So as you can see right here, it says former President Jimmy Carter passes away at 98. This is an example. So this is an example of the Mandela effect. Another example of the Mandela effect is people remembering Curious George, right? That we used to watch as little kids. They used to remember him having a tail. Or people used to remember Looney Tunes, spelled at the end Tunes, instead of it now being spelled Toones. But the reason why we are having or experiencing these Mandela effects, it's actually because we are going into different timelines. Think of it as you driving, but you're shifting lanes. So instead of going in this lane, you go to this lane. Also, another reason why we are seeing many Mandela effects is because of the glitch in the matrix. Now, the glitch in the matrix is dealing with these plasmoids, or as some people call it, the simulation. Now, the simulation is the thing that shapes our reality from what we see on TV, stuff like that. And this is why a lot of people on TikTok that you see recording these videos are recording things that are like literally not moving at all, such as a plane or let's say a bird or anything, because that's proving that the world that we're living in is actually a simulated world. It's a simulation. Basically, a computer generated world, which is a mimic of the real world, right? So like think of a video game, right? A video game would be a simulation because a video game are mimics of real world activities. This world that we're living in is a simulation, and this is proven by many websites, you know what I'm saying? And I did a little research on it, and what I came to find out is that this simulation is basically that what we call our reality is really perceived by the human brain. So our reality is not meant to be real. That's why a lot of us, we have to question our reality, because what we base our reality is based off what we see on TV, what we see from books, stuff like that. So as you start to pass through the year 2025 more, you will start to see a lot of glitches going on, such as, maybe the sky cracking open, or, something freezing in midair. So as we go into the year 2025 more, you will start to see many different things happening all at once, because these things that happen, such as, let's say you look up at the sky and you see the sky is purple, and then now you ask yourself, why is the sky purple? The reason for things like this is because these plasma particles that are coming in from the cosmos is really dematerializing this 3D Veta simulation that we live in, which none other, I recommend you watching a man by the name of Bedell1014. He explains this. So, if you have a Mandela effect where you remember something that does not match with what just happened, don't think of it as, oh, I thought don't think of it as you thought. No, you are right. Because as we jump into different timelines, right, we will see a lot of these stuff occurring, because sometimes when we jump into different timelines, we may not be in the same present moment. Just like, for example, you might jump in a different timeline, or you can just call it a parallel universe, whatever suits you. But instead of being in 2025, we might be in 2023, but we assume that it's 2025 because every day that we wake up, we think it's a new day. Sometimes, that when they show you in movies, when people jump into different timelines by accident, they might be like 1 year behind, you know what I'm saying? So when you're 1 year behind, let's just say that year was the year before that person died. And then when you reach that year, the next year, okay, which is now, that's going to make you 1 year behind, because before you reached the next year, you were 2 years behind. Now, let's say this was the year that the person died before you jumped in a timeline 2 years in the past. So when that person passes away, that's why you start to have these memories, because you can remember having this similar thought in a different timeline. So when you're having all these different Mandela effects like this, or this, don't consider these things that you have, these memories, a false memory that modern science likes to call it, to make people look crazy. And how many of y'all can remember Bob Parker? Y'all already know this man done died like 5 times already. You know what I'm saying? Like many people can recall Bob Parker dying at this age, at this age, at this age. That's because we are going into different timelines. And also CERN, right? CERN, they have a big role in doing this stuff, which is them trying to make us shift into different timelines. So Jimmy Carter already died, you know what I'm saying? It's just that you're seeing the same thing being repeated over and over again, because we are jumping into a different shift. One thing you gotta know is, us as a people, we can only see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. So imagine that 99 point something percent that we can't see. So basically, what we're seeing is not what should be perceived. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? So the fact that we can only see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum, the 99 point something percent that we can't see, is what is really being hidden from us. And as this 3D matrix collapses, you will start to see the real world merging with the holographic world, okay, which will then dematerialize this world, and you will start to see what the real world looks like. That's why you gotta watch The Matrix, right? So watch the first Matrix movie and the rest of the Matrix series in order to see what I'm actually talking about, so that you can have an understanding of this 3D holographic simulated world that we're living in, that is being hidden from the true world. And I'll talk about this in my other videos, hopefully before TikTok goes down. Yeah, I'll do it before TikTok goes down.